don't play with the snakes, you know. So it's a lot of snakes there. I used to actually keep a machete in my bag for some of the snakes, you know, and stuff, and used it a few times. I guess they have lots of deadly snakes out there you'll run into frequently. So, but I mean, for the most part, you can avoid them pretty well. And yeah, like I said, keep a machete, and it works great too. So, but yeah, monkeys were an issue occasionally. We had a couple missionaries that got messed up with some baboons. They saw a little baboon and they went kind of like Tarzan. It was very much like Tarzan, you know, where you see a little baboon and you go a little too close and the rest of them chase after you. And so we went on a couple of zone activities to like game parks and stuff where they saw baboons and did just that, and a couple of baboons, or a bunch of baboons, chased them right up onto this big rock, you know, and it was really funny. You see all these elders out running and one of them falls, you know, and they run right past him, but they go after everybody else and you get them stuck up on the rocks. And so yeah, avoid the animals for the most part. I guess like Liwonde has a lot of crocodiles and things like that, and so you don't want to go too close to the water most of the time. Hippos and crocodiles aren't too much fun to play with, but yeah, so they yeah, that was an interesting thing too, you know, as you get out there, just kind of, I guess the elephants are really dangerous as well. We had a couple issues, well, not issues with elephants. We had some where they weren't very happy and we thought we were about to have an issue, but nothing that, you know, we were pretty well protected going through and got out okay. So, but yeah, I guess they have problems like flipping cars and stuff where you are, and they'll stampede some of the houses. But most of the areas that missionaries are don't live where the animals are, so you're not having too much of an issue there. Snakes are the only thing you run into on a regular basis. So I don't know many of the snakes that were there. They didn't really give us like a crash course on them, but like the people, they just think everything's poisonous, you know, and stuff. And so you couldn't really go by what all the people were saying. I mean, even like the chameleons, they thought chameleons were poisonous and used to freak out whenever you'd catch them and stuff. And you really, if the, you know, kids are always around, and I'd have a chameleon in my pocket one day and pull it out, and they all take off running, thinking I have something that's gonna kill them, you know. But I guess we saw a couple pythons, which of course they're just smaller ones, nothing huge, you know, and they're nothing dangerous at all to people. And the only other thing that we saw that was potentially dangerous for sure, I guess we had one missionary that ran into like a king cobra while they were out there. They have like the mambas, the brown or black and green mambas that are out there, and those are very poisonous. In like 20 minutes it'll kill you kind of thing if they bite you. But yeah, we ran into a couple bigger ones of those, a lot of smaller ones too. But yeah, we've caught some of them at a good time where I was able to hit them with the machete and just kind of pop off their head real quick and not worry about it, you know. But we had, I don't know what it was, there was one snake some of the missionaries in Malawi were kind of fighting with, and they were trying to beat it with a broom, which didn't go so well for him, you know, of all things, you know, but just made it mad, and it was just like striking the broom. But yeah, it kind of, I guess you'll know as far as like in the villages and stuff where they are, because all the kids go and start throwing rocks at them like crazy, and so they'll usually find them before you do, or if you find them first, they'll take care of them for you, you know. But yeah, they I guess you'll see them a lot. Like when you start getting out into some of the village areas, walking through some of what they call the bush and stuff out there, getting there. We had some and a few just in our backyard. But of course our backyard was pretty well full of trees and the like, you know. It wasn't just like a desert yard like in Utah or anything here. But yeah, just watch out for most of them. If you don't know what it is, it's probably poisonous. So there weren't very many that weren't. And so there were, all the snakes I saw, at least other than the pythons, were poisoned as far as what people were telling me. So yeah, I mean, it might be a good thing to even study and look up before you go, is what kind of snakes are in the area, and try to know what they are so you know what to worry about and what not to, you know. But yeah, so I guess if you start seeing a lot of toads, supposedly there's not many snakes there. But yeah, this means they're not eating them, but that's what they eat a lot there. So yeah.